Milk is the only food in nature specifically designed to sustain life. Humans have been consuming it from domesticated animals for roughly 10,000 years. This practice began with the lactase persistence mutation in Neolithic farmers, allowing adults to digest dairy. This change provided a massive evolutionary advantage that helped humanity survive during food shortages. In its raw form, milk is a complex mix of water, fat, and proteins like casein and whey. Most modern milk undergoes pasteurization, a heating process that kills bacteria, and homogenization, which uses high pressure to break down fat globules so the cream does not separate and float to the top. The grades found in stores are defined by fat content. Whole milk is about 3.25% fat, reduced fat is 2%, and skim is nearly 0. While it's a global staple, its flavor is a terroir product. A cow grazing on alpine grass in Switzerland will produce milk with different aromatic compounds than a cow in the American Midwest. Beyond drinking, it's the structural base for everything from French bechamel sauce to the perfect latte foam. Standard milk serves as the baseline, but many variations exist for different needs, creating a category known as specialty milks. Raw milk is milk that hasn't been heated or filtered. Ancient cultures favored its natural enzymes, but modern regulations often restrict it due to safety risks. For the 65% of the global population that struggles to digest dairy, lactose-free milk offers a solution. It is not actually dairy-free. Instead, manufacturers add the enzyme lactase directly into the milk to break down sugars, making it taste slightly sweeter. Organic milk comes from cows required to graze on pasture, often resulting in higher levels of omega-3s fatty acids. The newest innovation is ultra-filtered milk. The milk is passed through a superfine mesh to remove sugar and water, resulting in a product with double the protein that's become a favorite in the fitness world. If the homogenization process is skipped and just let fresh milk sit, the lighter fat globules naturally float to the surface. This is where we find the creams. In the culinary world, cream is categorized by its fat percentage. Half and half is a light 12% mixture used mostly for coffee. Whipping cream contains around 30%, while heavy cream must be at least 36%. This high fat content allows the liquid to trap air and hold its shape, a technique that revolutionized French patisserie. At the very top of the luxury scale is clotted cream. This thick staple of British tea culture is made by indirectly heating full-fat milk until clots rise to the surface, reaching a staggering 55% fat. It's thick enough to spread like butter and is the essential partner to a traditional British cream tea. When heavy cream is agitated, essentially a controlled car crash of molecules, the protective membranes around the fat break. The fat clumps together to form solid fats, better known as butter. Most commercial butter is about 80% fat, while European-style butter is churned longer to reach 82% or higher. This higher fat content creates the distinct shatter of a professional croissant. Salted butter was originally a preservation method used by sailors, while unsalted butter allows for precision in baking. Simmering butter until the water evaporates and the milk solids toast creates ghee, or clarified butter. Used in India for thousands of years, both in cooking and religious ceremonies, ghee has a high smoke point and a nutty flavor. It is an ideal fat for searing steaks or finishing traditional lentil dishes. This process of making butter and cheese leaves behind liquids once considered byproducts or waste, but are now culinary essentials. Traditional buttermilk is the thin, tangy leftover after the butter solids are removed. In ancient times, this was a refreshing farmer's drink, but most buttermilk sold today is cultured, meaning bacteria are added back to milk to make it thick and acidic. This acidity reacts with baking soda to create light and fluffy pancakes. Whey is the other major byproduct. When milk is curdled, the watery liquid that separates is the whey. While it was once dumped into rivers, it is now dehydrated into whey protein powder. In professional kitchens, liquid whey is a secret weapon for fermenting vegetables or adding a sourdough-like tang to pizza dough. Ancient nomads discovered that the only way to keep milk from spoiling was to let good bacteria win, leading to the world of cultured and fermented dairy. By introducing starter cultures, the bacteria eat the lactose and produce lactic acid, which thickens the milk into yogurt, a staple since the Mesopotamian era. Greek yogurt is regular yogurt that is strained to remove the liquid whey, which concentrates the protein and creates a thick base for many dips. For a drinkable version, there is kefir, made with grains that are a symbiotic colony of yeast and bacteria. Fermenting cream instead of milk produces sour cream, or its richer French cousin, crème fraîche. That fresh cream is prized by chefs because its high fat content prevents it from breaking or curdling when stirred into hot sauces. This transition from liquid to solid brings us to soft cheeses, the youngest members of the dairy family. These are made by adding acid or an enzyme called rennet, originally found in the stomachs of calves, to milk to make it clump. Because these cheeses are not aged, the flavor remains mild and milky. Cottage cheese keeps the individual curds visible and was a major health food icon of the 1970s. Cream cheese was a happy accident by an American dairyman trying to recreate French cheese, leading to the modern cheesecake. In Italy, the word ricotta, which literally means recooked because it's made from the leftover whey from other cheese-making processes. Meanwhile, in South Asia, paneer is a popular non-melting cheese. It can be cubed and seared, providing a high-protein centerpiece for many vegetarian dishes.
If curds are salted and left in a controlled environment for months or years, they transform into hard and aged cheeses, the time travelers of the dairy world. Mozzarella is the gateway here. It's a stretched cheese. The curds are kneaded in hot water to align the proteins, creating the cheese pull that are seen on pizzas. Cheddar undergoes a unique process called cheddaring, where blocks of curd are stacked to squeeze out moisture, creating the sharp flavor on burgers. Parmesan, or Parmigiano Reggiano, is the king of cheeses. It is aged so long that the proteins break down into tiny, crunchy crystals called tyrosine. These crystals are concentrated umami, making Parmesan an incredible flavor enhancer for everything from pasta to roasted vegetables. In the era before refrigeration, keeping dairy fresh was nearly impossible, which led to the invention of concentrated milks and powders. Evaporated milk is made by heating milk until 60% of the water is gone. This creates a shelf-stable liquid that was essential for soldiers during the Civil War. Adding a massive amount of sugar to that concentrate produces sweetened condensed milk. The sugar acts as a natural preservative and creates a thick, syrupy gold used in the iconic key lime pie and Vietnamese iced coffee. For total portability, milk is sprayed into a hot chamber to become milk powder. High-end bakers use this powder as a dry fat to boost the Maillard reaction, giving breads a deeper, more professional golden brown crust without changing the dough's hydration. Finally, dairy becomes a dessert when sugar, air, and cold temperatures create frozen treats. Ice cream is a complex emulsion that must contain at least 10% milk fat to earn its name in the US. It is churned while freezing to incorporate air for a fluffy texture. Gelato, the Italian masterpiece, uses more milk and less cream, making it lower in fat but much denser. Because it's served slightly warmer than ice cream, the flavors are perceived faster and more intensely. Frozen yogurt uses a fermented base for a tart, lean profile. From the snow creams of ancient China to the modern sundae, these products represent the final stage of dairy evolution, taking a simple survival liquid and turning it into a global celebration.